My name is host Eric, and I'm the host of Talking with Fantasy People. I am here with host Zachary and with Fantasy People Callum, Lay, and Nande. And I want to talk with Zachary about the what I call seed strewing diversity and frequency algorithm. Which is, I said, he mentioned that he thought the Brexit video I made was pretty good today about John Oliver. And I mentioned my flight of fancy that I had a thought that I was going to try to hopefully convince them to put that actually on their television program. Not a thought that occurred to me until I was halfway into making the thing, but once it occurred to me, I decided I was going to hammer that thing on quick, right? I was like, oh, well, if I am going to go with this plan, I better finish the thing up fast. I looked at the time, I was like, well, I get it done in 2 minutes, and got it done in exactly 2 minutes, right? And I'd like to think I put a pretty good handle on it in terms of 2-minute debate speeches, like a summary speech. That's basically just attacking his case, like a 2-minute rebuttal. And I think it's plausible, though highly unlikely, that I could get that would somehow strike the right person's attention on staff, and he'd play it just to be like, there, I did play it. He's the kind of guy who might, in theory, do that sort of thing. Now, Zachary sort of slightly smirked at the notion, and I think any sensible person would. Well, Eric, that's never going to happen. There's so many of those videos out there that people make about those things. So what I want to say is this in regards to that. Number one, there's several issues at play here. The first of which is the seed strewing algorithm. You want to strew, in my opinion, in life, lots of seeds. Some of them long shots, some of them medium shots, some of them sure things. But all of them, I guess none of them sure things are not seeds, right? But all of them having potential, as you want to aim for the highest ceiling potential as possible. And the second thing being, it's considered socially unacceptable to even make claims like that, like faintly embarrassing. I think most people would feel that way. Like, oh, I said that. I was like, I wonder if I could play it on his television program. Oh, Eric, that's never going to happen. It's just wishful thinking. I think that's a natural response to it. I think that's my own natural response to it. And my current message is, fuck all that shit. And then the third thing being, I actually think my video is better than any other 2-minute video out there on the subject by a substantial margin. I haven't seen any other videos on it, keep in mind, right? Yet I believe this to the bottom of my fucking heart. Why? Well, because that's how you got to do things in life. That's my theory. That's why NE goes ahead of TI for me, is because I would rather be wrong and believe myself better than all the other alternatives than right and believe myself mediocre.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah, I think I would agree with that. Definitely seems more. At least if you act with the confidence that you are right in something, or you act with the confidence that something is plausible, then you're at least making or making steps that can be considered necessary to achieving what you want, as opposed to non-action.
Right. And I told my friend David the other day, I mentioned in another video, I said, these days I'm willing to try things that might not work. I think that's an important thing in life in general, that those are not failures. Those are things you successfully tried something that didn't work. Good job. It's something I try to tell myself. Like, it may be a little bit bullshitting yourself, I guess, on some level, but I really think it's tapped into a deeper truth that's more important. Because we're so restrained by our fears of social rejection about things a lot of times, I think. I think I am, and historically I always have been.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah, I think that a lot of the time people let what they want to do, I guess, stagnate in fear of social rejection or I guess ostracization.
Let's see what he says here. Oh, that's the ENTP. What? I don't know what that's in reference to. Perhaps boobs. Boobs in the thumbnail.
No, it's in reference to the sort of like acting with, I guess, taking stride in what your actions are, even if you don't know for certain if you're right.
Well, what do you think about this course of action, Zachary? More boobs in the thumbnails.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I
I
think that
think we
would
need to.
probably increase our views a little bit. But people would be disappointed because our videos are so rarely about boobs.
We need some sort of model to perhaps one we could hire to stand right here. Just
Just one boob on each side of your head.
yeah.
They're so big they kind of fall to the side, you know. It's perfect. Or we can have a boob language interpreter that presents. There's different ones. Different sets of boobs represent the topic we're talking about. Like if it's a big topic, it's a big important topic.
Bigger topic.
A big important set of boobs, right? If it's a lighthearted topic like this one, look, just a little cute little couple handfuls, you know.
Oh yeah, you don't want too big.
No,
Small
well,
nipples.
not for this one, not for this video, right?
Oh yeah.
Now your Yahweh cultural relativist, those are fairly sizey boobs.
If you're going to employ the breast method, you have to be methodical and sort of organizational with what you do. You know, it has to be represented by the actual content.
Step one, right? We need to interview a lot of applicants.
Oh yes, definitely.
We see a lot of possibilities.
We're going to need direct exposure to.
Yes. Direct exposure. What are we, a nerve gas agent or something? Oh no! You don't want to be directly exposed to those things.
you don't want to be directly exposed to those things. That's fucking great.
Nande is making a sad face? Oh, come on, Nande. A little male humor never hurt anybody.
Why can't I see the emojis in the chat? Like, when she just put that, all I see is like a square.
Oh, because I asked GoToMeeting to restrict your access to emojis, Zach.
Fuck. Discrimination. It's discriminatory practice.
That's not really what happened. Nande, come on, lighten up. Nande's mad because I'm making misogynist jokes. Oh, what does that mean?
Misogynist. Wait, how's that misogynist?
I'm not upset.
She didn't say that. She didn't say those are my words, not hers. Let me clarify that. I just interpreted her sad face to mean something, but now she says it wasn't even a sad face, it was a flat face.
Yes, it wasn't a sad face. I'm not sad.
What's a flat line face mean? Unamused?
I'm amused. I'm not really sure how I feel.
Okay. Well, look.
It's too heteronormative, right? So we're going to need a big cock right here.
No!
Yeah, forget the boobs, Zach.
I'd rather not see it. Yeah, no.
Anytime a topic gets really interesting, just a couple strokes. Climax, the cathartic climax, when it splatters all over my face.
Oh my god.
Zach, you're too body in your humor. Now, anyway, what else were we talking about? We're talking about something besides boobs.
Boobs. Oh,
that was what you were talking about.
Being confident in what you do because it is going to, at least you're taking the necessary steps towards something as opposed to non-action.
Right, action. About me trying to get on John Oliver's television program with my little 2-minute video. And that shouldn't be, that people's natural reaction may be to roll one's eyes. But one's natural reaction to that should be, good job for having balls.
It should be. It ought to be that. You're right.
And that's an episode of Talking with Famous People.
Applicants, taking applicants now. Taking applicants now.
Yeah, we are. So please, yeah, go ahead.